JHOPE! Good day, my beautiful people. We're back up in this house once again with another video. Oh my god. J-Hope, Hobie, yo. Surprise us with a new track, Chicken Noodle Soup, featuring Becky G. Y'all know his obsession with Becky G and her music and everything, and she's a fantastic artist, you know. I haven't listened to so many, you know, like I haven't listened to many of her tracks and everything, but you know, I'm aware of Becky G. I know who Becky G is. So but today, yo, Chicken Noodle Soup, that's a whole nother story. I'm excited about this. You know, because I was reading the Naver article that came out very, very late last night, you know, talking about the track, you know, what it features and everything, and how Hobie, you know, wanted to tell a story, you know, about him being a dancer and so on, and how he grew up with this song. I grew up with this song as well. When the song came out, I was like 14 or 15 years old. So that was back in 2006. And you know, and it's that song is, I think that track is such a producer's dream to work with, especially with that original chicken noodle soup sample, you know, which from reading the lyrics, you know, we will be able to hear, you know, later on. But initially, this will be the first reaction, my first initial reaction of the track, as I really wanted to see what Hobie did with the track, how he incorporated the sample, you know, as he wanted to pay homage to this, you know, hit back in the day, you know, and you know, and we will see. We will talk music. Y'all know I love Hobie. Hobie probably is and has been my biased record probably for almost every single BTS comeback that I have experienced. And you know, because we get the Dior Hobie, we get, you know, the Boy Meets Evil Hobie, you know, and now we get, you know, this gorgeous, you know, light-haired, highlighted Hobie, which I'm just living for and I'm obsessed. But you know me, like, we will talk music. Because I'm so curious about, you know, how they made the track and how the song was produced, because as I mentioned, this track is a producer's dream to work with, because the original Chicken Noodle Soup track from Webster, that only has drums and vocals on it. It has 808 drums and vocals. So I'm very, very curious, because the harmony possibilities are almost endless, you know? The creation for a great bass line is endless in this case. And I want to see. I'm so nervous. But I really want to see it, and I want to talk music with you. And so let's get it. Let's watch it. Chicken Noodle Soup. Woo! Okay. So we get a little harmony here, you know, some guitars. Ooh! So this is the original sample, right? Yes. Whoa! Oh, Hobie. No way. With a soda? Okay, so they did make a harmony. No way. So we get a lot of sub bass in it. Oh, that bass though. Yes. Oh my god, I'm not ready for this. No way! Becky G on the side. Get it, girl. It's beautiful harmony. Wow, the arrangement though. So this is the I can't. No way. I have so much to say about this. Get it. He looks fantastic, yo, like. Get it with the Spanish, yes, girl. I love the guitars in this. Ooh. Oh my god, this is a bop though. What you gonna do? 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 Wow. That sub bass though is killing it. So the bass drum is the original from the original track. Sounds like rhythmically. So this is a beautiful setback, you know, a very R&B soul, kind of a bridge pre-chorus. Wow, yo, I'm not ready. I wasn't ready. I'm still not ready. Like, what is happening? Wow, and the dancers though. And, oh Lord, no. No. I'm telling you, he's wrecking it every single comeback with every single release. No. This is so 2000s inspired. Just a chicken cart, okay. Get it. Wow. They're fantastic dancers. Wow. So, oh my god. Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. And clear it out, right? Oh Lord. Wow, I'm telling you, this track, the original Chicken Noodle Soup track, is such a producer's dream to work with. And yo, Hobie, I'm telling you, Hobie is wrecking us every single comeback, release, everything. And yo, man, first of all, he looks fantastic. Becky G, yo, girl, yo, killed it. I loved it, both of them. Fantastic. But the arrangement, as I mentioned, you know, the homage, right? That phrase, you know, like chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. It's a staple. It's a classic. The same as the choreo, right? They paid also the homage to the original choreo. If you watch the original video, you will be able to see it. But this track is such a fantastic production. I mean, it's such great production. First of all, with the bass. Y'all know, as a bass player, you know, sometimes I play synth bass, very, very rarely. Mostly I would play my electric bass, but there's a lot of sub bass happening. The bass drum was taken, I think rhythmically it was the same as the original, you know, to kind of keep it, you know, old school, you know, with that old school kind of hip hop street kind of vibe, right? So that was taken the same. The hook of the track, so chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side, which is basically the catchphrase of this track, or the homage to this track, right? That was also, you know, kind of amplified, you know, and it was such a beautiful tribute to this original, you know, hit song, in the early 2000s. But yo, his raps, I've always enjoyed his raps. I love how he's this kind of savagey, kind of slight melodic style of rapping, right? And he's so unique with that. That's his style. That is his thing, because he's such a great rapper. He's such a great singer on top of that as well. So he can, combine these two things and make it his own and make it so beautiful and just magical. The arrangement of this track, yo, the drums, killer. I heard some 808s on there as well, so there are some 808s on it to kind of make it more hip hop, to make it more. I wouldn't say. Necessarily kind of vintage, but it's still very, very modern. They did so many things with this track, and and the production team on this track did a beautiful job on it. But they kind of kept up with the drums the same similar way as the original kind of. That old school kind of early 2000s kind of hip hop, kind of that street kind of vibe, which I love, it's what I'm living for. Also the guitars, we got some clean tone guitars there in the background, so that was really, really cool. I'm not sure whether, probably, I don't think if that was a Telecaster, it could have been a Telecaster that was recorded. I'm not very sure, either a Strat or a Tele. So it's one of those things. We heard a lot. There's a lot of sub bass in this, so there's a lot of sub bass. There's a somewhat of a bass line, right? And also that sub bass also kind of created a bass line, right? We heard their gang vocals, background vocals. We see from the credits, we also see that there's a door in the backup in the backup vocals and everything. So I've always enjoyed her vocals and her production capabilities and everything, so that was really, really cool to see her being credited within the track itself. So but yeah, yo, Becky G, yo, she's dope, man. She's dope, right? First of all, she's also a great dancer, great rapper, right? I love the Spanish, kind of aspect on this, and that English Spanish mixed with, with the Hovey's Korean and everything, and then paying the homage to the original song and everything. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. As I mentioned, this track, is a producer's kind of, I'd say, sweet spot, right? It's so easy. It's kind of easy to work with because it has so much opportunities, as I mentioned in the beginning, because I wanted to see the harmony, right? And we heard there's a lot of harmony, especially with the pre-chorus kind of sort of a bridge kind of section where Becky, sings and everything. So and we got this beautiful kind of R&B style pop R&B kind of style harmony on it, and it's beautiful. It gave such a beautiful kind of color within the entire track, because initially it's very, very stumpy, right? It's very hip hop. It's very kind of stomp style-ish, right? If that makes any sense. So because it's very, very rhythmic. So that kind of bridge pre-chorus section, gave such beautiful color, and it kind of opened up everything, and made this kind of a beautiful turning point, back to the initial hook of the track, which is the chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side, right? It's such a fun thing to say, right? Chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side, and it's great, yo. To be honest with you, I wasn't very sure at the start, how this will go, how this collab will go, because it doesn't really matter, that they kind of come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different languages, and everything like that. I wasn't really, worried about that, but I was kind of worried more about how everything's gonna be put together, how it's gonna, kind of blend, how their voices will, blend, how their vibes will blend together, right? Because Becky G comes from that kind of that Latin American, kind of that musical genre, right? And she's very, very loved within the Latin America, and within people who listen to a lot of Latin music and Latin American music, right? So yeah, I was more worried about the production, and how it's gonna mash together. But as you can see, this is a beautiful collaboration. This is a beautiful release from Hobie, and and the feature Becky G. Awesome. I think it was his dream, to work with her and to collab with her, and and he wanted to do that for I think for quite a long time, as he has enjoyed her music, for a while. So and it was beautiful to see this collaboration to happen, and it did actually it did exceed my expectations. It showed that you can take. This is one of those tracks, right, where you see that I've also paid homage to to artists when I've arranged music and written music and everything. But you can see clearly, this is one of those tracks where there's so many kind of these little spaces and places to work with, right? Starting from the hook of the track, then the drums, additional guitars, the bass line, the chord progression, and everything. As the original track is only drums and vocals. So this definitely exceeded my expectations. I'm so happy about this release. I'm so proud of Hobie, and I just love that man so much. He's ridiculously talented, right? He's a ridiculous producer, ridiculous, songwriter, lyricist, composer, dancer, performer, everything, he's that ultimate, more than triple threat, right? And I've always been mesmerized by him. I've always been intrigued, and what he can do, and that also proved my point, kind of, when I was listening also to Hope World and everything. So I'm so proud of this man. I'm so proud of him, and I just love him to pieces, and he's just fantastic and amazing. And this is definitely a track that will be blasting on a repeat. Thank you, Hobie, for an awesome song release. Thank you, Becky G, for collabing with Hobie. This is a beautiful, beautiful song, and it will definitely be playing on repeat, and I will leave you to that. Always remember to be good, be kind, rock and roll, and I'll see y'all very, very soon with a new video. Cheers. Just